This is Halloween. This is Halloween. 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 Hey guys. Dom, actually, I'll let you take this one.
All right. Okay. So, in honor of probably one of my favorite months of the year, October.
Most people's favorite month. Todd.
I think we have come, and we were actually discussing this probably about 2 months ago, back when we were
when we first started
getting the podcast off the ground. So, we wanted to bring to you guys an all month long Halloween spectacular of sorts, honoring
spooktacular.
Nothing that cheesy, but we want to, in honor of this esteemed comic right here, Batman: The Long Halloween. We will be doing
Injustice: The Long Halloween,
and we're going to be discussing our favorite horror films. We're going to be discussing some of the horror video games that defined us and that we loved. Some of the horror novels that we loved from Stephen King and Mary Shelley.
And we're also gonna spotlight We're gonna spotlight the legends of horror, whether it be, like he said, Stephen King, James Carpenter.
No, John Carpenter.
John Carpenter. Yep, sorry, John Carpenter.
Well, we're actually gonna pick each week. This point of this video is we're gonna give you guys a breakdown, kind of exactly what to expect this whole month of October. We're going to basically bring you on our first week. We're going to have
this week.
Which
is the first.
Correct. We're going to give you guys kind of the overview of what we're going to do. So, starting off, we want to just completely just kind of so you guys can kind of get a idea of our mindsets. One of our first videos we're gonna do is our top 5 all-time favorite horror films, just all time. I mean, we actually had to sit down over
every horror genre.
Supernatural, sci-fi horror,
suspense thrillers,
OG slasher. We went through them all. We got our top 5 through those, and we're gonna share them with you today in its own separate video. We're also going to unveil our very special, very well thought out, in honor of March Madness, we're going to be doing
October Madness.
So
we've taken characters, 32 characters, 8 each from 4 different categories.
So we have the
supernatural,
slasher, monsters,
and rogues or wild cards.
We're going to go with wild cards for this one. Basically, the way it's going to work is a traditional March Madness style. We're going to have the bracket system. They're going to face off. We're going to look to you, the viewers, to help us decide on who progresses. We've already come up with all the seeds and all the different spots for all the characters based off of their general popularity in all-time greatest lists, from Time to complex media to basically any form of
any form of media, basically.
Any form of media we've gone through. We've broken them down. We figured out who are the characters that people most kind of resonate with, and we look to you, and we're going to be sharing it on Facebook,
Instagram, Snapchat.
We're going to be using those. More than likely, our biggest avenue is going to be Facebook. We're going to look to you guys to throw in your votes and say who do you want to win between the different brackets, and then we'll tally up the votes, and then we'll unveil each week. We'll unveil who's been eliminated and who moves on to the next round. With at the very end on Halloween or right before Halloween, we'll unveil the winner of the October Madness special.
And who is the
king of horror.
So,
and then also
not Wes Craven.
Right. So we also are going to, every week we're going to spotlight, like Jacob was saying, we're going to spotlight a different pioneer in the world of horror. So this week, in its own separate video,
we're going to be doing the King of Horror himself,
Wes Craven. Then next week we're going to be doing, what did you say, John Carpenter?
Yes, John Carpenter.
And then we're going to move forward week 3, Stephen King. And then from old school to modern with Halloween, week of Halloween, we're going to cap it out with James Wan, the creator of Saw and The Conjuring, Annabelle, Insidious,
basically all the modern
great horror films that have come out. So we're gonna spotlight him, and on those weeks we're gonna talk about the films that they've made or the books that they've impacted, anything that has to do within that realm of media. And let's see, but we're still gonna stay true to what you guys like about us. We're going to be doing plenty of comic book related videos, and we're still going to stay on top of the movie reviews. So this month we hope to
do Blade Runner
2049.
That's coming probably that's
next week.
That's going to be coming next week. And we're also going to do a breakdown of this little guy right here that's the inspiration for our month, Batman: The Long Halloween.
One of the greatest Batman, standalone stories ever told, ever written.
The only one probably that's behind this one, I would say, is Dark Knight Rises, or Dark Knight Returns rather.
Well, not behind it. I mean, people would say Dark Knight Returns would probably be the number one that people talk about. Either Batman, Dark Knight Returns, and The Killing Joke would be like in that echelon of the top tier. Yeah. But in terms of like for Halloween, to honor Halloween, we wanted to pick Batman: The Long Halloween. We're also, like you said, we're going to do Blade Runner 2049 review, and we're also going to check out the new Jigsaw
movie
at the
when
end
it comes out at the
correct.
end of October. We'll also check that out, and once The Walking Dead begins to start up, we're gonna go over our favorite moments, our favorite characters, our favorite characters that we miss, our favorite Negan moments. So
we're just gonna do a highlight of like season 1 through 7. We're gonna go back and we're gonna talk about our favorite episodes, our favorite moments, everything in the world of Walking Dead, that building up to season 8. We're also going to bring you our season 8, like episode 1, because I think that's the only episode that takes place this month. I think they might have 2 episodes in this month because it premieres October 22nd. So we're gonna have our reviews and recaps of those episodes of this month, and we're also going to give you our review of Stranger Things season 2, which premieres I think October 27th. And if it's been confirmed or not, but they're also talking about.
We're also probably gonna actually.
We'll get the Punisher. No, the Punisher on Netflix. No, like we're both equally excited about it. And if it's true, supposedly it's going to be releasing on October 13th, Friday the 13th. So that's going to be spectacular. I think we also been talking about wanting to branch out into the world of video games.
We'll probably do any horror video games. Like we're probably gonna do Resident Evil. That's one we're going to do because
we talk about the Resident Evil franchise as a whole. Maybe do a Let's Play of Resident Evil 7 or maybe the classic Resident Evil remake. I know that I think I'd love to do a Let's Play of a video game that's coming out this month, The Evil Within 2. Releases Friday the 13th this month. And that's...
Man.
So I think that'd be fantastic to turn off the lights and play that.
You just really don't want me to sleep this month, do you?
Nope. One of us is getting no sleep because of horror, and one of us is getting no sleep for other reasons. Anyways, moving on. So, last but not least, we kind of want to give you guys our rundown of our different seeds for our October Madness.
All right,
I'll
start it off.
I'm gonna throw it over to you. Give us our different seeds for the slasher category.
The slasher, the first one is going to be a little bit of a family affair. Jason Voorhees, number 1 seed, versus the number 8 seed, Pamela Voorhees. I'm just predicting that, honestly, in this matchup, I believe Pamela would win because I don't think Jason would be able to kill his own mother. And the second matchup is Michael Myers versus Chucky. You know, the doll from Child's Play, if you guys don't know who that is. No, the 2 and 7 matchup is Freddy Krueger versus Pinhead. And the last matchup is Leatherface and Ghostface.
And Ghostface is the killer from Scream. So just in case, you can basically, it's an umbrella because we all know that anyone who's a fan of Scream, light spoiler that every Scream killer in every film is a different person. It's never the same person. So in each Scream film, who wears the mask. So you can basically pick, you can kind of pick any Ghostface because they're basically all just people with, they take up the mantle of Ghostface. So moving on, the monster category for our number one seed,
probably our toughest bracket with just the characters that are in it.
So, It from the new remake from 2017 versus Pumpkinhead as our number 8 seed.
Number one versus number 8.
Then Alien from the original Alien versus the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers
versus number 6.
Okay. Then 1990s Tim Curry It versus Stripe from Gremlins. And lastly but not least, Predator, our number 4 seed, versus John Carpenter's The Thing, our number 5 seed.
All
so,
right.
Jacob, give us our Supernatural.
Supernatural, we have the number 1 seed, Jack Torrance, versus the number 8 seed, Leprechaun.
And if you guys don't know, Jack Torrance being the Jack Nicholson character from The Shining.
And number 2 is The Exorcist versus the Babadook. The number 3 versus number 6 seed is the Candyman versus the Headless Horseman. And the number 4, number 5 matchup is Samara versus The Grudge. So
The Ring
versus The Grudge.
This should be interesting.
And last but certainly not least,
our wild card segment. So our number 1 seed, Hannibal Lecter, versus our number 8 seed, the Deadites from the Evil Dead and Army of Darkness franchise. Our number 2 seed, Norman Bates from Psycho, versus the Brundlefly, Jeff Goldblum's character from The Fly, for us our number 7 seed. Number 3.
This one's a little comical.
This one's a little comical,
but
a little in terms more of stats and, not so much about where the fight's specifically taking place. We're just looking for more popularity here. But Jaws from Steven Spielberg's Jaws
versus...
well, he's more commonly known as Bruce the Shark, but Jaws versus Stephen King's Cujo. And then last but not least, our number 4 and 5 seeds, Jigsaw from the Saw franchise versus the Walkers from The Walking Dead, the zombies. So those are our 4 categories, the slasher, supernatural, monster, and wild card categories. We'll be breaking them down. Each week we'll give you the results of who wins the matchup after we've tallied up all the votes. So you'll have a whole week to send in your votes. And then we'll give you guys the results and let you guys know who moves on, who gets eliminated, and
who gets passed or who gets slayed.
Right. So, man, you had a perfect opportunity to say who gets passed and who gets slashed, but
yeah. Sorry,
it's all good. And lastly, on the week of Halloween, like we said, you guys will get the winner of the horror King of Horror, and then. But yeah, so we're going to be doing not just, like we said, not just all completely horror themed related in terms of film, but we're going to be doing games,
novels, video games, comics.
We're going to be giving you guys our top 5 DC villains, our top 5 Marvel villains in honor of like villains for October. We're going to give you guys some of our favorite horror themed, novelizations, books, comics, graphic novels, some of our favorite horror films. As you can see here, I brought some of my own personal collection of films from home. Actually, out of frame, you can't see it, but I have my Stephen King It
book, which is gigantic.
And over 1,000 pages. That was a chore to read. We're going to be doing Resident Evil and other horror video games. You let us know if you want us to do like a Let's Play, or if we can just do like more of like a discussion of what our favorite games and whatnot are from that franchise. Probably do both. We have plenty of ideas. October is ripe with things to do. So that's that. Jacob, is there anything you want to add?
I think that's it, man. I think that's everything.
So we welcome you guys to our Injustice channel's celebration of Halloween, our long Halloween, if you will. And we can't wait for you guys to join us every week for new content and we'll keep you guys posted on Facebook and our other social media platforms on what you guys can expect for that week. But for this week, like we said, we're going to be bringing you our Wes Craven videos, and we're also going to be doing our top 5 horror films of all time. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. And
those are coming right at you.
all right, guys.
See you later. That's all for today's episode. Thank you guys for watching.
And be sure to like this video and subscribe.
And click the link in the description below to follow us on social media.
See you guys next time.